Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
Into Texas, but let's talk about what we're expecting into tomorrow. After a busy day today, more storms are going to be likely firing up. Now, you may have some in the morning here scattered across the region with these complexes that are still going to be ongoing, but then new thunderstorms will redevelop into the afternoon and existing complexes could intensify. So we're really watching the risk area here once again from Fort Worth towards Dallas into Plano again down towards Killeen, but still a possibility on the periphery of all of this stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way up into places like Kansas City. So our big upper low, which is just sitting back here lumbering across parts of the Southwest, is helping to lift up that atmosphere and draw in that moisture and energy across parts of the South. The daytime heating, we've got lots of energy basically in place, most of it down towards southern parts of Texas, but enough scattered all across the region. In addition to that, we've had so much rain as of late. We've got easy access to the Gulf of Mexico, so we've got copious amounts of moisture. It's like the atmosphere is a big juicy sponge right now, and all it takes is just a little squeeze, and we're going to get just torrents of rainfall coming back out of this. So timing it out, starting out in the morning tomorrow. Here's a couple of those complexes that I was talking about, and those are the two big ones that we really need to watch with time during the day. So Houston could have a really heavy rain event in the morning hours. Models showing that it may peter out a little bit as it heads into southwestern Louisiana, which would be good news because they're just getting pounded here right now with heavy rain. But this is the area then to watch with time as we head towards the afternoon. So just enough energy with the forward progress of that upper low, which is finally going to start to shift a little bit more off towards the east. So we'll see some heavy downpours. Storms will start to intensify. Large hail, damaging winds, and a couple of tornadoes will all be possible across the region tomorrow. And then you can see some other areas of scattered showers and thunderstorms that will develop. A few of those may go severe. So here's the forecast for you in Dallas. We're expecting thunderstorms to kick up later on tonight once again, off and on into the day on your Tuesday, and that's going to linger into Tuesday night as well. So when we total it all up, it's going to be days of rain, days of thunderstorms. Unfortunately, it does settle down a little bit maybe once we get past Wednesday, but overall a very stormy pattern with not a lot of movement and storm placement going on.
As you mentioned, as we get past Wednesday.
I think a lot of it's going to be coming over the next 3 days. Once we get beyond that, the amounts hopefully will be a little bit lesser, but look at this huge area right here. Everything gold is at least 3 inches of rainfall. That's what the models are expecting. We even have a couple of pops in red in there, and that would be as much as 8 or better inches of rainfall. So this is not a good setup and not a great situation. We do have flood watches and flash flood watches remaining in place. Most of these go through Wednesday morning. We're seeing that Louisiana, much of about the eastern half of Texas, and on up into parts of Oklahoma where you've already been seeing it. So the rain is coming down in buckets pretty much in the eastern parts of Texas and into western Louisiana. The Beaumont Port Arthur area right now under a flash flood warning. That's where we've seen some of the biggest amounts of rain here for today. So the threat is considerable here, including Jefferson and Orange counties, Calcasieu and Cameron parishes. Those are the big areas to watch right along I-10 and areas down to the south. These are some of the flash flood reports that we have already across the area, and I expect these are going to continue to go up because we're still raining. We still could see an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain on top of what you've already had. So here are a couple of the reports in Lake Charles. Water entering homes now on Ernest Street, and then in Port Arthur reporting extensive flooding throughout the city. So this is not the time you want to get out on the roads. Make sure you're in a safe place. If you're in a flood-prone area and you're not seeing flooding yet, you may need to get out of there because it's one of those situations where we've got a lot of water and travel is going to be difficult, if not impossible, in some of these spots. This shows you how much rain we've had in the last 12 hours. All that orange that you see through here, orange is indicating anywhere between 5 and 8 inches of rainfall, and you can see some of the darker colors indicating even more of that. This is Interstate 10. It goes right through there. That's something that we have to watch very closely as a lot of people go through that highly traveled corridor. Now through tomorrow morning, the flash flooding risk areas, in addition to what I mentioned, notice this extends on up even into eastern Colorado and then on up throughout parts of Missouri and into the Corn Belt states. So we could even still see parts of the Central Plains coming in with 1 to 3 inches of of rainfall. This will ultimately end up being the worst area, likely, but still lots of other areas could have some minor to moderate localized flooding. Tomorrow, some of the same spots into Texas as well as into Oklahoma. And ultimately, I think Wednesday could be the worst place for a place like Houston, stretching down towards Corpus Christi. Well, it's going to be a messy week for the middle part of the country. So why aren't these storms moving out? Why are they repeating themselves over and over and hitting places like Texas so hard? Let's bring in our storm specialist, Mark Elliott. He has more at what's keeping these storms here in the central states. Mark?
Yeah, Jackie, that's the million-dollar question, right? How come this isn't getting out of here?